Picture this. In the early 1500s, a lone monk stood in a cold room in Wittenberg, holding a hammer and a piece of paper that would permanently split the Christian world in two. Almost overnight, centuries of shared history were questioned, leaving millions today believing massive myths about what early Christians actually practiced. But when you look at the historical record, the primary claim Protestants make against the Church falls completely apart. That brings us to the first major misconception, the idea that Catholic tradition contradicts the Bible. Many non-denominational Christians rely on sola scriptura, the belief that Scripture alone is the sole authority for faith. However, for the first 300-plus years of Christianity, believers didn't even have a bound New Testament to read, relying instead on apostolic tradition passed down through the Church, as written in 2 Thessalonians 2:15. In fact, the New Testament canon wasn't even formally defined until the Catholic Councils of Rome and Hippo in the late 4th century. But if the Church actually defined the Bible, why do so many people accuse Catholics of breaking its most fundamental commandment regarding worship? To answer that, we have to look at the second major objection, the claim that Catholics worship Mary and the saints. In Catholic theology, there is a massive boundary between latria, the sacrificial worship due to God alone, and dulia, which is simply honor given to heroes of the faith. When Catholics pray to saints, they aren't replacing Jesus. They are asking them to intercede, just like Revelation 5:8 describes heavenly elders holding golden bowls of incense filled with the prayers of the saints. Yet even after understanding intercession, critics point to the Bible itself and claim Catholic Bibles contain extra unauthorized books. But history reveals a shocking twist about who actually changed the Old Testament. Historically, books like Tobit and Maccabees were part of the Septuagint, the Greek Old Testament used directly by Jesus and the apostles. They were included in Christian Bibles for over 1,000 years, until 16th century Protestant reformers made the radical choice to cut them out. The Church didn't add books. It simply preserved the ancient scriptural canon from the very beginning. Remember, this is just a quick video covering complex history, so always make sure to do your own research, read Scripture, and study church history for yourself. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video,